Now children, the next topic is rest and motion. When a body is said to be at rest, a body is said to be at rest if it does not change its position with respect to its immediate surroundings, while a body is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to its immediate surrounding. Okay. First of all, now next topic is one-dimensional motion. When a body is said to be moving in a one-dimensional motion, when a body moves along a straight line path, that means it is a rectilinear motion. Okay, when a body moves along a straight line path, its motion is said to be one-dimensional motion. It is also called the motion in a straight line or rectilinear motion. Okay, so when a body is moving in a one dimensional, we can say the motion of the body is rectilinear motion. For example, the motion of a train on a straight track, a stone falling down vertically, a car moving on a long and straight road. Others are also examples of one dimensional motion or rectilinear motion. In such motion, there is no movement of the body in lateral direction. Lateral direction, that means no sideways motion, because since the body is moving in a straight line, so its sideways motion is 0. If a body moves on a plane along a curved path, if it is a curved path, then its motion is two-dimensional. Okay, and if it moves in a space, then its motion is three-dimensional. But in this chapter, we are going to deal with only one-dimensional motion. Okay children, now the next topic is distance and displacement. What is the difference between distance and displacement? What is distance children? The total length of path through which a body moves. The total length of the path through which a body moves is called the distance travelled by it. The distance travelled by a body depends on the path followed by the body. That means the whole distance covered by the body, it is known as the distance covered by the body, and it is a scalar quantity. That means it does not require direction. It is generally represented by the letter capital S, and we know since distance is measured is a length, so its SI unit of distance is meter and CGS unit is centimeter. Okay. Now what is displacement? The shortest distance. The distance is total length of the path, whereas displacement is the shortest distance from the initial to the final position of the body. When we measure the shortest distance from the initial to the final position of the body, it is the magnitude of displacement, and its direction is from the initial position to the final position. Okay. That means when we measure only the shortest distance from the initial to the final position of the body, it is known as the displacement. It is a scalar vector quantity. Distance is a scalar quantity, whereas displacement is a vector quantity. If it is a vector quantity, that means what? Its direction is also important. The same thing, and how it is represented? It is represented by the same letter S, but an arrow over it. If we put an arrow over the symbol, then it becomes a vector quantity. Okay. The SI unit of displacement is meter and CGS unit is centimeter. Now children, see, for example, see the board. This is the rectangular path, let's say A, B, C, D. Okay. Here the length is, let's say, 5 meters and the breadth is 2 meters. If a person starts from A and completes at D only, okay, then what is the total distance covered by that person? How will measure 5 plus 2 plus 5? That means 5 plus 5, 10 plus 12 meters. But this is the distance covered by him. What is the displacement? Displacement is the shortest path. Shortest path. What is the shortest path from A to D? This is the shortest path. That means displacement is 2 meter. Okay children. So this is the basic difference between the distance and displacement. The differences between distance and displacement is what? See, distance, first of all, distance is the total length of the path traversed by the object in a certain time, whereas displacement is the shortest distance between the final and initial position. Distance is a scalar quantity, displacement is a vector quantity. Distance depends on the path followed by the object, whereas displacement does not depend on the path followed by the object. Distance is always positive, whereas displacement can be positive or negative depending on the direction. Now, distance can be more than or equal to the magnitude of displacement. That means distance can always be either more than the displacement or equal to the displacement, but displacement value is always less than or equal to the distance, but it can never be greater than the distance. Why displacement value cannot be greater than the distance? Because displacement is the shortest path, so its value is always smaller than or equal to the distance. Distance may not be zero. Distance may not be zero even if the displacement is zero. Displacement can be zero, but the distance cannot be zero. See children, for example, if a person is or a body is moving along a circular path, then what is the distance covered by that body? The circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r, you can find out. But what is the displacement covered by the body? What is the displacement? It starts from this position and again comes to this position. That means final position minus initial position is 0. That means while moving in a circular path, the displacement is 0, but the distance is not 0. So distance may not be 0 even if displacement is 0. Okay, so this is the difference between distance and displacement. Now the next topic is speed and velocity. What is speed and velocity? The speed of a body is the rate of change of distance with time. We know what is the formula of speed? Distance upon time. So the rate of change of distance with time is known as the speed, and its unit is what? Meter per second. We know the formula of speed is distance upon time. Speed is represented by small letter v. Distance is represented by capital letter S, and time is represented by small t. So its unit is meter per second. Okay. What is uniform speed now? A body is said to be moving with uniform speed if it covers equal distances in equal intervals of time throughout its motion. That means it is covering equal distances in equal interval of time throughout its motion. For example, can you give an example of a uniform speed is what? The motion of a ball on a frictionless plane surface is with uniform speed. That means the ball is continuously covering equal distances in equal interval of time. Okay. And what is non-uniform or variable speed? A body is said to be moving with non-uniform or variable speed if it covers unequal distances in equal interval of time. For example, the motion of a ball on a rough surface, the motion of a car in a crowded street, the motion of a vehicle leaving or approaching the destination. These all are the examples of non-uniform speed, because in all these examples, unequal distance is covered in equal intervals of time. What is average speed? The ratio of the total distance travelled by the body to the total time of journey is called its average speed. The formula of average speed is total distance travelled by total time taken. Okay. Now next is velocity. What is velocity? The velocity of a body is the distance travelled per second by the body in a specified direction. Now again see, speed is a scalar quantity, that's why no direction is required, whereas velocity is a vector quantity. That's why the velocity of a body is the distance travelled per second by the body in a specified direction. If we have the distance in a specified direction, then it becomes displacement. So the formula of velocity is displacement upon time. Okay. So we can say the rate of change of displacement of body with the time is called the velocity. Again, it is a vector quantity. It is represented by the symbol small letter u or small letter v. Both we can represent usually we are representing initial velocity with u, small letter v, u, and final velocity with small letter v. Since they are vector quantities, so they will have an arrow over them. Okay. For velocity, both its magnitude and direction must be specified. Two bodies are said to be moving with same velocities if both of them move with the same speed in the same direction. On the other hand, if two bodies move with the same speed but in different directions or with different speeds in the same direction, they are said to be moving with different velocities. The unit is same as the speed unit, meter per second, SI unit, and the CGS unit is centimeter per second. Now the next topic is uniform velocity. What is uniform velocity? If a body travels equal distances in a particular direction in equal intervals of time, the body is said to be moving with a uniform velocity. That means if a body travels equal distance in a particular direction in equal interval of time, then the body is said to be moving with uniform velocity. The example of uniform velocity is the raindrops reach on earth's surface falling with uniform velocity. What is non-uniform or variable velocity? The velocity of a body can be variable either due to change in its magnitude or in its direction. Because since it is a velocity, its magnitude is also important as well as its direction. So if there is a change in the direction, then it is again a variable velocity. Or if there is a change in the magnitude, then also it will be a case of variable velocity. If a body moves unequal distances in a particular direction in equal interval of times, or it moves equal distances in equal interval of time but its direction of motion does not remain the same, then the velocity of the body is said to be variable. Okay. Now example of non-uniform or variable velocity, the motion of a freely falling body with variable velocity. Because although the direction of motion of the body does not change, but the speed continuously increases. Okay. Likewise, next example, the motion of a body in a circular path. If you take a circular path, see, if you take a circular path, even with uniform speed, if the speed is uniform, then what is continuously changing? If the body is here, what is its direction? This is the direction. If the body reaches here, what is the direction of the motion? This is the direction of the motion. If body reaches here, what is the direction of motion? This is the direction of motion. Always in a circular path, we give the direction by using a tangent. So you can see in the figure that the direction of the motion is continuously changing. Its magnitude remains same, speed remains same, but what is changing? Its direction is changing. That's why it is a case of non-uniform or variable velocity. Okay. Now again the differences between speed and velocity. First of all, speed is a scalar quantity and velocity is a vector quantity. Speed is distance upon time, whereas velocity is displacement upon time. After one round in a circular path, the average speed is not 0. Whereas after completing each round in a circular path, the average velocity is 0. Why it is 0? Because direction is changing. And the displacement is 0. When it is a velocity, why average velocity is 0? Because the displacement is 0. Final position minus initial position is same. Okay. So all these are the differences between speed and velocity. Now come to acceleration and retardation. The last point, the acceleration and retardation. What is acceleration? When generally bodies do not move with uniform velocities. We have very rare cases of where the body is moving with uniform velocity. The uniform velocity means equal speed. If a body travels equal distances in a particular direction in equal interval of time, then only the body is said to be moving with a uniform velocity. So generally the bodies do not move with uniform velocity. The velocity of a body changes either in magnitude or the direction is changed, or both will change. Okay. So we have many examples where we have non-variable velocity or non-uniform velocity or variable velocity. So now since in this chapter we consider only the cases where the motion is in only a straight line path. That means there is no change in direction of motion, only the change in velocity is only due to change in speed. In such a case, if the velocity of a body increases with time, the motion is said to be accelerated. See children, we are going to deal with the motion only in one dimension. That means it is in a straight line. If it is moving in a straight line, that means direction is not changing. Then what is changing? Its speed is continuously changing. So if in a case, if the velocity of a body increases with time, then we say the body is accelerated. While if the velocity of body decreases with time, then the motion of the body is said to be decelerated or retarded. Retardation is the negative of acceleration. For example, when we start a car, what happens? Its velocity increases with time. When we say that the motion is accelerated. While we apply a brake on the car, what will happen? The car ultimately comes to rest and its velocity decreases with time. Then it is a case of retardation. Okay. So what is acceleration we can define? Acceleration we can define is the rate of change of velocity with time. Rate of change of velocity with time. So formula of acceleration is change in velocity upon time interval. Change in velocity means final velocity minus initial velocity. The unit of acceleration is meter per second square. Meter per second square, whereas the CGS unit of acceleration is centimeter per second square. Okay, now the formula of acceleration. C, acceleration is represented by small letter a, and what is the formula of acceleration? Change in velocity upon time taken. Change in velocity means final velocity minus initial velocity. Final velocity is represented by small letter v and initial velocity is represented by small letter u. Divide by time interval. So the formula is a equals to v minus u upon t. Okay. Now see children, acceleration is a vector quantity, that's why it is represented by an arrow over it. Okay. And we know its SI unit is meter per second square and CGS unit is centimeter per second square. Always remember children that the acceleration of a body does not determine its direction of motion, whereas the velocity tells the direction of motion. The positive or negative sign of acceleration only tells whether its velocity is increasing with time or decreasing with time, whereas the positive or negative sign on velocity, it tells us whether the body is moving ahead from its initial position, or again the body is coming back to its original position. Okay, now the next topic is uniform acceleration. What is uniform acceleration? The acceleration is said to be uniform when equal changes in velocity takes place in equal interval of time. For example, the motion of a body under gravity, that is the free fall of a body, is an example of uniformly accelerated motion. Always learn the examples of all these types of uniform velocity, uniform acceleration, okay, non-uniform velocity or retardation examples, because it may come in an exam. Now variable acceleration. What is variable acceleration? If changes in velocity is not same in the same interval of time, the acceleration is said to be variable. For example, the motion of a vehicle on a crowded or hilly road is with variable acceleration. Okay children. So children, I hope you all understood the important points of this part of your chapter. Now you kindly read the chapter number 2 from page number 27 till page number 33 and do all the examples, solved example as well as exercise 2A, okay, in the copy. Thank you.